Greetings, everyone. I'm dropping in to say hi and to tell you that I'm thinking about you and thinking about the wonderful work that you're doing. I want to share with you some of the things that are really inspiring me in this moment in the work. I heard recently by email from a colleague who goes into a prison in Florida and teaches a course in the prison, and he teaches them circle process. And he shared with me that one of the guys who was in his course reported that he went back to his dormitory where he lives in the prison, and he trained the other guys who live in his dorm to lead circles, and that things are much more peaceful in his prison now. And that just makes me so happy. And I was training in Chicago about a little over a month ago, and I had in the training a guy who went to prison at 15 and served over 27 years and is now out. And he had become familiar with restorative justice and circle while he was in prison. He now goes back into the prison that he lived in and teaches his peers about circle. They do circle trainings inside the prison, and he's one of the facilitators for the training. And that is such a thrill for me to know that we can go full circle and go back inside a very, very difficult place. He was only 15 when he was sent to prison, and he's making such beauty out of his life now. And that program in Chicago where I was, they bring together mothers of people who've lost someone to homicide, and they bring together mothers who've lost someone to prison because of homicide. And sometimes these two sets of mothers meet together and share their grief. And the grief is overwhelming, but it's easier for them to hold because they sit together with other people who understand the nature of the grief. There's very inspiring work going on with the mothers there. And then I heard recently about circles when I was in New York. I was in New York City after being in Chicago. And I heard a friend of mine had been facilitating some circles for people who had very different perspectives on the war in Gaza. And it is so important for us to be able to come together and really listen to each other, really hear each other's perspectives in a way that we don't normally do. I did a training in New York with people who work on healing circles for adults who were impacted by childhood sexual abuse in the family, and that's very inspiring work and is spreading. I also did a training while I was in New York with teams from 6 different states where they are using circle to respond to family violence and to domestic violence. So people are turning more and more to circle process for the difficulties that feel overwhelming when we're alone. Together, we can find a way forward. Thank you for the wonderful work you have done, paving the way for others. Little by little, we are figuring it out, how we can create a different world. I'm so grateful for my connection to you and your work. I learned so much from the love and presence of Brazilians. It continues to inspire my work. Sending you lots of love and good energy. Mwah.